So I just got off of a very productive soccer practice, and I decided we're gonna do a bit of a car talk, because why not? And so I like doing topics, so we're gonna choose a topic. We'll be back and forth and traveling back home right now. So that's long enough of an intro. I want to talk about failing yourself today. How does failing yourself feel? How much of the human experience is encompassed by failing yourself? When I say failing yourself, I mean setting a goal, waking up that day, and not following through with it, right? That's it's not a good feeling. I know I've failed myself multiple times. I'm sure you've failed yourself multiple times. There's an infinity in front of me. I'm sure he's failed himself multiple times. And it always leaves me personally with that feeling of, it's not a regret that I can't stomach, but it's a regret that doesn't sit well, right? And I find myself angry at myself. Not because I failed myself, but it's almost like I wronged myself. You know what I mean? Like, why would I let that person disrespect me in such a way? I see myself as like a different entity. And well, I'm driving without insurance. Let me slow down. But I did that for the camera. It's like, what? It's not even like I failed myself. It's more like I've abused and insulted myself, and I won't let myself get away with that. So what happens is I want to do it again, and I want to do it better, and I fail myself again, and you just fall into that pit, and it just gets deeper and deeper and deeper until you're kind of drowned out by the noise, right? And the reason I bring this up is because I know that as much as everybody else, I'm at a point in my life where we're looking at goals, we're weighing what we do and don't want to do with our lives, where we're kind of figuring life out, right? That's part of being 18, being a whole ass adult by the government standards, with a whole ass kid by your mom's, and it's a tough time, right? It's terrible, and it's not terrible in the sense that, like, oh yeah, look at me, poor little teenage boy. I believe you should be grateful, right? And like, be grateful for everything, right? And that's part of the reason why failing myself hurts so hard. It's like, how much have people sacrificed for me to even have the opportunity to do what I do, and I still fuck up when I don't do it? You know what I mean? When I fail myself, I'm not just failing myself, and fuck failing everybody who believes in me. I'm failing everybody who fucking sacrificed for me. That's different. You know what I mean? The people who believe in me are on the same level as me. The people who sacrificed for me will never be. They're always going to be so far up ahead of me, because they've done things, and they've left people, and they've left lives behind, and they've done so many like things to bring me here, and I fucking failed them? Really? So I'm not gonna pretend like I'm the hardest worker, but when I do have a spur of motivation, and when I'm dialed in and when I'm locked in, because it happens, right? I'm not gonna sit here and pay myself a lazy shit. I'm also not fucking David Goggins, but I'm not entirely unproductive. When I am my most productive, it's almost out of obligation. You know what I mean? What everybody's fucking done for me, and I'm gonna sit here and do nothing with it? Really? That's disgusting to me. And I think anybody who has that victim mentality of, oh, poor me, I can't do this and I can't do this, when they've lived normal lives, they've had things sacrificed for their sake, right? And they just kind of sit there and they take that for granted. It's disgusting. It makes me sick, genuinely. And so whenever I fail myself, I don't just see me, right? The guy who didn't wake up at 5 a.m. to go gym, the guy who didn't score today. I see my grandpa who worked his entire life till he was 92 to raise my dad with his fucking 16,000 siblings, right? I see my dad who he permanently fucked up his finger or his toe because he stepped on a shard of glass trying to get away from army officers, and fucking split his foot open and couldn't do shit about it. So now his fucking toe's hanging off by a thread, right? I see my mom who came to a country and she had nothing. She had no fucking family. She barely knew the language, right? And she did not want to come, and she made that choice to come for me. And it's not enough for me to just sit there and be average, right? And so that's where all my problems stem from, because I'm average. I'm fucking average, right? And as much as I want to be more than average, I'm lazy. That's my vice. That's my problems. That's my issues. So I guess in conclusion, I just want to say, if you're ungrateful for what you have, you're not just ungrateful to your parents superficially. You're ungrateful to the entire fucking chain of events that led to your conception, that led to you walking here, right? That's insane. That's a scary concept. I don't want to stand in front of God one day and he asked me what I did with the body he gave me and the life I was gifted, and I say, oh, well, I was average. Really? I think there's nothing sadder than somebody not living to their potential, especially when they have so much potential. And that's something I've been told my whole life. Oh my God, you have so much potential. I was told it today by my instructor, right? Like, oh, you have a lot of potential in this field, you just need to walk in. And I'm like, I've been telling myself that forever. But I just can't seem to get the gears rolling, and when they do get rolling, it's not rolling for long, you know what I mean? That's life. I assume that's part of growing up. I hope it'll pass. If it doesn't, I'm fucked. But, oh, around that yellow. Bitch, I nigga. Sorry. But yeah, that's that. Takeaways, be grateful, man. Don't be a bitch. Don't be a pussy. Why settle for average? Why the fuck would you settle for average? How many lives do you get to settle for fucking average? Nobody average is happy. You might think they're happy. They're not fucking happy. The people who are happy at average, they're living through someone else. They have a son who they're raising to be the best person ever. They have a daughter who's fucking getting straight A's. Nobody's average and happy about it. They always have something else to hope for, someone else to live through. And yeah. You ever jerk off lying down? And you're scared, like you don't want to jerk off lying down because when you nut, you're scared it'll fall back into your urethra, and then you might impregnate yourself. But then you realize you don't have eggs, so it's an irrational fear. But yeah, that happens sometimes. That was pretty much all I had planned, and I fucking rambled that there was a yap session. But we're still driving home. I might get some food. We'll see. I'm hungry. I ain't eat all day. I took a nap for 3 hours. You know how terrible I feel about that? God gave me another day and I napped for a lot of it. I napped for most of it. I woke up at 6 and I went to school. I was at school from 8 to 12. Got home, stayed up till like 1:30 and then napped till 5:30. That was not even 3 hours. That's 4 hours. That's disgusting. It's not even like it's a waste of my day. It's a waste of my privilege. People don't have that time. It's terrible, man. It's terrible. It feels like you know when you're guilty about it because like you're at your cousin's house, you're like 12, she's like 15, 16. And you're like, is it really that bad? And then you grow up a bit and you feel terrible about it. You're like, no, that's the university experience, right? Everybody's felt that at least once. You like grow up, you look at your cousin and you're like, is it really that bad? Is it really that bad? Because like she's not like if it was your sister, it's fucked up, right? But your cousin, is it really that bad? And so you tell yourself that, right? And then you grow up a bit, and then you feel really shitty about it. And then you grow up some more, and it's like, is it really that bad? Like you go full circle. Does that happen to everybody or just me? I mean, it does happen to everybody. Not that it's happened to me. Yeah. I remember I'm driving by a school that used to hold some like cadet thing. So basically there was this program and service that like they would bring kids and they would like give them uniforms and shit. It was like shut the fuck up. It was like in America they have ROTC. I think it's like the same thing in Canada. And I was a Navy cadet. So I was gonna be on boats and shit. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever, and I had my uniform and I had my boots and I had my hat. The people were nice. Now I just realized that's fucking propaganda. They're trying to instill into us that it's okay to fucking go to Iran and invade them. Go to Iraq and invade them. Go to Libya and invade Libya. I don't fucking know. And invade them. That's propaganda. It's like Hitler Youth. Okay, maybe not Hitler Youth, because like he was actively killing people. No, they're actively killing people today. I lied. It's just like Hitler Youth, just with less requirements as to what race you can be to join. But yeah, no, I'm a victim to the system. Oh shit, I rhymed. Put that on the shirt. I'm a victim to the system. Okay. I'm almost home now. I'm gonna have to say something funny or else this video goes to waste. here. Where did the meme about like big trucks having small dicks come from? It's like jealousy to me. Got a cool ass big truck, you know. Oh shit, that's a cop. That's a police officer, and he's just driving, bro.